Okay, so the time has finally come where I am going to do a mukbang, where I'm gonna basically devour as much of this as I possibly can. This is something called a durian, which is kind of hard to find in New York City. But if you go to Chinatown, there's this guy who has a stand called Durian NYC, and he sells a bunch of different varieties. And they're pretty expensive because they have to come over here from Thailand or Malaysia. And typically they freeze them in order to keep them so they don't go bad or anything on the way to New York. So this one was frozen, which isn't ideal, but it's okay because they're just the most amazing fruit that you'll ever taste in your entire life. So yeah, I got kind of obsessed, and I mean, I was intimidated by how they looked because they seem kind of difficult to like open, but I got kind of like a routine where I feel like I know how to open it. Like it's a little bit challenging because you have to navigate around the little like pointy, like I don't know, like they're like little horns. It actually like really hurts to pick it up on with just bare hands because they're so sharp. But if you find, my strategy is that like if you find a little seam where you can kind of see how there's different like sections of it, you can take the knife and then poke it in. I'm gonna do it on the ground, but like poke it in and like start sawing around that in order to get the inside. They smell really bad, and that's what people always say. They're like, ew, they smell so bad, but it's kind of like vanilla gasoline. That's like how I would describe the smell. But I don't really mind it anymore now that I know what they taste like, because they taste so good. Like it's the kind of thing where honestly it changes your life. Oh, this one's cutting open pretty well. I'm just kind of being haphazard about it and just cutting, like just digging in. Yeah, the concept of mukbangs, I guess they're called, are kind of funny, but I really like them. Like I will watch Kimmy, the most famous, I guess, of all the mukbang community, as she cooks and prepares her stuff. Let's see if this is working. I'm just trying to I put my I'm like trying to navigate on the floor. I put my trash bag down because it might leak out a little bit. And oh my god, this one looks really good. Okay, I'm gonna cut it a little bit more so it kind of I have this knife too in case I need it, but I don't think I'm gonna need it. Oh my gosh. Ow. Oh my god. Okay. That's what we're talking about. I'm like, do I just I don't want to start eating it and having it like get all over the place and then have to then keep cutting. Like I want it to be revealed and then go for it. By the way, this is my day off from running. I ran the race of a lifetime last weekend and came in second place in the nation for the 10,000 meter track meet at Franklin Field in Philadelphia. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that I didn't run today, which is kind of funny because it's giving me a lot of extra energy to take off. I've been taking off a lot recently, actually. Like I've been having a lot of rest days. So I've been doing other things with my Saturdays and Sundays and just, I don't know, like exploring Chinatown like I did today. Okay, I don't know if this is smart or not. Anyway, what I was getting at is that, yeah, so I haven't been running quite as much as I usually do, but that's because I kind of peaked for that race, and now, oh my gosh, this looks so good. And now I'm just like writing about running and doing a lot of cross training. I've been doing a lot of spin, cycling, yoga, whatever. So, oh my goodness. Okay, I feel like I have enough of the flesh exposed where I'll be able to just like get in there and have enough of that I want to have. So let's just see how delicious this is. Oh my God, I'm so ready for this. I've been dreaming about, ever since I tried durian about a month ago, I've been obsessed and I've been dreaming about having it again. Oh my God, it's so, okay, so there are pits. So within each little pod, there's like a meaty part, and this has a pit inside of it, but there's this like custard-like fruit surrounding the pit. And it's perfectly ripe because it's got that buttery texture. It's like rubber butter. I wouldn't say it's like an egg because it is like the consistency of an egg, but that will make you think that it tastes like an egg, and that might be kind of off-putting with the smell and stuff. If you're thinking eggs, you might not think it's going to be good, but if you're thinking pudding or tapioca or something like that, you'll see the first bite is a little off-putting if you're not used to it, and then you take it and you eat it and you're like, oh, it's like natural custard. I'm sorry if you have misophonia and you don't like the sound of eating, but perfect ripeness. This is it. The people in Thailand who get access to this all the time, oh my gosh, I can move there and just be fruitarian. Because the other thing is that they have a lot of nutritional value. They're really good for you, especially if you're an athlete. Like high carb. I think they are considered part of the high carb Brotel 4. I mean, obviously Durian Rider is named after these, but I don't know. I know that when I looked it up and I looked up all the nutritional value, it was all good. It was just basically like, oh, it has all these things that are good for you, so. I really, wow. It's got like a kind of stringy, like a little stringy. My mom is probably dying right now because I always eat with my mouth open. And I'm sure she's just cringing and being upset. Oh my gosh. It's like pudding. I know I've said that, but I'm telling you. When I got this last weekend, after the race, I went to Chinatown and got one, and I ate the entire durian just watching Netflix. Yep. Mark my words, durians are going to be the next superfood, the way like acai or any rare food that all of a sudden pops up and becomes mainstream, and then all of a sudden they're going to be like, oh, it has all the most amazing health benefits you never knew that you needed. It's going to be durian, and they're going to be even more expensive. But that might mean that they become more available, and like hopefully a place like Whole Foods or something will start to sell them. You know, this fruit has been around since the dinosaurs were around, and it makes me think that they probably ate it. I mean, I don't know about history, but but I just feel like if I were a caveman, oh my gosh, I'm sounding like the dumbest blonde right now, but no, I feel like I can just picture these things flying from a tree and crashing and having all of the guts come out. Animals coming from all around and eating it. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't even want ice cream after this. Like, this is like ice cream to me, or like a dessert. You have to be careful not to accidentally bite into the pit. Yeah, I mean, I'm vegan and like I don't think I could ever be fully raw. I don't have a reason to be fully raw. Because it's like, you'd have to be eating so much. And I like cooked food. I mean, I like being able to have like sweet potatoes and stuff and steam my greens at night and just have the hot food. But that said, I think that like if you're living in a really tropical environment and it's always hot, you might not be craving the hot cooked food. So maybe that's how it works. I don't really know. I personally don't really know very many. I don't think I've met a fruitarian before. Since this one was previously frozen, it's got like a little bit of it's got like a crunchy, it's a little bit like the ice cream or nice cream consistency, like what happens when you freeze really ripe bananas, which I like. It's so cold it's actually freezing my fingers a little bit just holding onto it. I'm wondering if I should open another pot and have more. Oh my gosh, it's such a, makes such a mess. Don't want there to be any scraps in here. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna try this. Lovely. It's very sophisticated. Like, definitely don't have this on a first date. Well, you know what? Actually, if you had this on a first date, it could be really romantic. Just like whacking. You're like just showing someone how tough you are and what kind of lengths you're willing to go to get your sweet tooth satisfied. Okay. Last time I had this too, I do have to say that like the next day I had so much like extra energy because I think it has a pretty high, it's pretty high carb like per serving, which is good because you need the carbs. Glucose fuels the brain cells. A lot of people don't know that. That's why you feel like crappy and low when you're on like a low carb Atkins type diet, is because your brain is actually not getting the glucose which you need. It just keeps getting better. I feel like with ice cream or junk food, you eat it and you're like, okay, that's really good, and you keep eating it and you keep eating it, and then you feel kind of sick. And like, this is the opposite. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I literally had half of this thing, which is not, it didn't even really feel like that much. Wasn't as heroic as I thought. I wanted to finish the whole thing, but I think because times are tough and this was $25, I know, but it's my special treat to myself. But I'm gonna save the other half for tomorrow. But man, if you haven't ever tried it, I really hope that this convinces you. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment, thumbs up, and go Durian.